Good evening, everyone. This is the roundup and the final roundup for the Artful Blodger Segunda Division fixtures and a look at the now finished league table. I appreciate everyone that has joined us for this league, both visually in the audience and as coaches on the pitch. There has been a number of issues this season with multiple people in this league dropping out, causing a whole host of problems. But for those that have stuck around, I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been tough, but we've got there in the end. 8 coaches down to 6. We are going to see how things have lay on the end. I would also like to thank Jim, the Artful Blodger himself, for supporting and sponsoring this league for this season. And I hope he may even consider doing it again next season, maybe with a different league, maybe with a cup. We'll see. We're going to show you the league table last, but we're going to go through the stats first, starting with the top scorers. There was 22 touchdown scorers this season. We'll start at the bottom with the Zandri Power Slaves, Slam'em, getting 1. Shadow of the Anti-Heroes with 1. Hawker of the Badlands Blackhawks with 1. Brushatef of the Zandri Power Slaves with 1. Judge Dredd of the Anti-Heroes with 1. Jomo of the Pixie Prixies with 1. Gronar of the Zandri Power Slaves with 1. Gork Skull Smasher of the Wild Boys with 1. And Fun Bobby of the Wild Boys also with 1. And we've got Enoch and Enko of the Pixie Prixies both picking up 1. Ed of Shaun of the Undead picking up 1. Benak picking up 1 of the Pixie Prixies. And now this is where we get into the multiple touchdown scorers. Those that probably didn't get just a lucky concede touchdown and maybe a bit more consistent on the scoring sheets. We have Parel of the Pixie Prixies with 2. Lancer Devant and Grull Sods, both of the Wild Boys with 2. The Anti-Heroes having 3 members of their team picking up 3 touchdowns in Wade Wilson, Rocket Raccoon, and Mad Max. With 4, we have Chucker of the Zandri Power Slaves. Second place, with 6 of the Wild Boys, we have Chocolate Salty Boils. Meaning, first place and the first trophy allocated to the Zandri Power Slaves with 7 touchdowns scored. It is going to Flinga. Well done, Flinga. Considering it's a passy team, having first and third with 11 touchdowns, just there is pretty nice. And a couple of honourable mentions with 1 touchdown each. Looking at the completions, much less. There is only 5. They all have 1 completion each. So, we go to alphabetical order of the player names. Who gets this? So in last place, alphabetically, is Lenars, the troll from the Badlands Blackhawks, picking up 1, who picked up his completion in the last game of the season. Snotslinger of the Badlands Blackhawks with 1. Rocket Raccoon of the Anti-Heroes with 1. Logan of the Anti-Heroes with 1. And picking up their first trophy of this season, Ethan from the Pixie Prixies with 1. Winning it by a letter. Well done. I expect to see more completions next season, guys. This was disappointing. Luckily, the Premier Division has quite a few more, which we will see in another video. Casualties. This is where it gets a little more interesting. There was 26 casualty dealers, half of which only got a single casualty. We will go through those now. We have Lenars and Urhuts of the Badlands Blackhawks both picking up 1. We have Titus Templar 2 of the Wild Boys with 1. Smashatef of the Zandri Power Slaves with 1. Sean from Shaun of the Undead with 1. Shadow of the Anti-Heroes with 1. Severance Whiparm of the Wild Boys with 1. Ofra of the Pixie Prixies with 1. Lucifer Vengalis of the Wild Boys with 1. Judge Dredd of the Anti-Heroes with 1. Jomo of the Pixie Prixies with 1. John Wick of the Anti-Heroes with 1, Chocolate Salty Balls of the Wild Boys with 1, and Belter of the Sandry Power Slaves with 1. A number of people picking up more than 1 casualty, and I believe if math serves correct, that is 9. We're going to start with Wanda Maximov of the Anti-Heroes with 2, Slumber of the Sandry Power Slaves with 2, Morgan Thrash of the Wild Boys with 2, Mad Max and Logan of the Anti-Heroes both with 2, Gruul Sods of the Wild Boys with 2, Ethan of the Pixie Prixies, that completionist, with 2, Dave Lister of the Wild Boys with 2, CNC of the Pixie Prixies with 2, Basham of the Sandry Power Slaves with 2, and Agent 47 of the Anti-Heroes with 2. In third place, with 3 casualties inflicted from the Wild Boys, it is Raging Bull. In second place, with 3 casualties from the Sandry Power Slaves, Crusher Tef. And in first place, winning it by a punch, 4 casualties of the Anti-Heroes, Altair. First trophy to the Anti-Heroes. And if you look, for a Dark Elf team, it's a lot of casualties. Picking up first place, 4th place, and then multiple mentions throughout, most of which having multiple casualties. Not bad, but is it enough? Let's go to the league table. In first place, with 51 points, thanks to 6 wins, no draws, no losses, a touchdown difference of 11. I will show you all the bonuses later. It is John with the Sandry Power Slaves in second place on 47 points with 5 wins, 1 loss, touchdown difference of 8. It is the Wild Boys taking up that promotion relegation playoff. In third place on 44 points, it's Stuart's Anti-Heroes with 4 wins, 2 losses, and a touchdown difference of 9. In fourth place, we have the Pixie Prixies, who had a little late running and could have got there on 25 points, picking up a touchdown difference of just +1 with 2 wins, 4 losses. We have the Shaun of the Undead in 5th, who quit the league. We leave it there. We have Nigel of the Badlands Blackhawks in 6th place with 6 points, 6 losses, no wins, no draws, but a learning experience. And if you think of this in relation to Tom, season on season, Tom has gradually and very consistently gotten better. He started his first season in very similar circumstances. Nigel picking up a touchdown difference of -9. It took time. It took him maybe finding a team he's more comfortable with. But I would expect to see Nigel back and improved next season. He's maybe learned a few skills that he wouldn't want to take again. Maybe some new ones, maybe even a different team. We'll see. And rounding up the table is Adam, who also left the league. We will leave it there. So, as it stands, John, congratulations. You won the league by a healthy 4 points. And the Wild Boys will be taking up that relegation playoff scheduled to be played. If I double check the calendar, it will be scheduled to be played on the 11th of July. The 11th of July will be when this match will be played, and it will be played against second bottom place of the Primera Division. Things are a little heated down there, and we'll see how that ends. So, this is now the Segunda Division complete. When the Primera Division is complete, I will bring a roundup video highlighting those fixtures, those tables, and those standings. The only issue we have there at the moment is that due to a few strategically placed concedes, it is possible that there is a certain coach, and you know who you are, might end up winning the league on a technicality. So the hope is we're going to try and get these matches completed that are outstanding. And if math serves me correct, there are 2 fixtures outstanding. Because they are highly critical, and I hope they can get completed the proper way. The way Blood Bowl is intended to be played. So I thank everybody for watching. We look forward to this relegation promotion playoff. And then after that, the cup final. But trophies are now being awarded. John has picked himself up 2 trophies, one for the league winner and one for the top scorer. Jim, you have also guaranteed yourself at least a trophy, whether it is the runner-up or the winner of the playoff. Stuart, you picked yourself up the Casualty Award trophy, and Tom, you picked yourself up the Completion trophy, leaving Nigel with the wooden spoon, which means every participant in the Segunda Division that played through to the end of the season has got at least a trophy, which is what we aim to do here. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you soon for the Primera fixtures.